Chat, if you don't know, there's been something going on with AD, man. It looks like the Dallas Mavericks are finally over him. They might end up getting rid of him, man. They're tired of his injury reports and injury bullshit, so they're trying to get rid of him, man. So without further ado, we're just gonna begin, chat.
More teams are interested in Anthony Davis. First, Sham said it was the Pistons, Hawks, Raptors. Now Golden State making a push. However,
Golden State wants Anthony Davis, bro. This is why the Warriors are never gonna win another ring with Curry, man. This shit is just sad. They're just desperate, bro.
Warriors are contemplating making a case to get Anthony Davis, but the Mavericks are not that fascinated with what Golden State's got on its books. So the Warriors would have to acquire more assets or include another team. AKA, they don't want Draymond Green. Draymond have to be included to make the money work, but Dallas is like, yo, we don't want a triple single podcaster who chokes people. No offense. But we have also learned another team is being super aggressive for AD. And this is coming from Mark Stein. If you don't know, Stein is the most connected Dallas insider. If he says something, you could take it to the bank. Stein says the Hawks appear to be the most determined suitor for Davis at this juncture, just under 6 weeks ago to the February 5th trade buzzer. Really? Yes, and we know exactly what the trade would be. Could see another #1 pick paired with Cooper Flagg. But hold up, this is Anthony Davis we're talking about. Man just got injured for like the millionth time this season. What are these teams, stupid? Actually, in his 14 healthy games so far, AD has been a walking double-double. People act like this is Joel Embiid, a shell of himself, owed like $250 million. No, this is still...
But the thing is with AD, he's just injury-prone. That's the only issue. If he wasn't so injury-prone, you know how many teams would want him? Bro, it's just... Bro just can never stay healthy. That's his issue. Like, man, it's like if AD was just stay healthy for like a full season, you know how many teams will be lining up to get him? Bro.
Anthony friggin' Davis when healthy. A 32-13 against Denver, 35-17 against the Pelicans, and an elite rim protector. Just a few years ago, AD had a fully healthy season. So, injured again. That is baked into who AD is. A groin injury. Dude's had 13 groin injuries in his career. What is one more? Nothing. Right. So the real question is, can Anthony Davis swing a playoff series? Hell yes. They don't care if he misses 12 games in December. This is about the playoffs. Dude is a defensive system by himself like a Rudy Gobert, but 10 times better offensively. And injuries lower the price. It's the whole point. You don't have to break the bank to get AD. Like the Warriors, do they really think that they're going to get Giannis? Really? Or is that a pipe dream? Like 6 other teams have a better offer for Giannis if he came available. AD, though, is realistic. So you don't trade for AD.
If you're the Warriors, are you really trading for AD, bro? You got him making like $50 million a year and he's not playing for most of the season. Does it really make sense, bro?
For 82. You trade for him hoping for a beautiful 3 or 4 postseason weeks with Steph Curry. But before we get to this offer from the Hawks, what about Golden State? Because bottom line, as long as Steph Curry is on this team, they must spend all their assets to be as good as possible while Steph is still playing. Now, it'd be easier if he was washed up, but no. Steph is 37 playing like 27. They've got no choice but to go all in. I want to point out there are other options. Daniel Gafford, Nick Claxton, but AD is who they want. Only problem is Dallas doesn't want what the Warriors have. They would need to flip a Draymond elsewhere, which makes this much more complicated, but possible. Pistons get Draymond, Buddy Hield, Dante Exum in a Warriors first. Mavs get Jonathan Kuminga, Caris LeVert, Jaden Ivey in a Warriors first. Dubs get Anthony Davis and Marcus Sasser.
How you feel about this, bro? So the Mavericks will get this. The Pistons will get this. I'm gonna be honest. It's not that bad. Obviously AD's not gonna get as much trade value anymore, but it's decent.
So that is Draymond Kuminga and 2 picks for Anthony Davis. Totally worth it. But Mavs get 2 young players around Cooper and JK plus Jaden Ivey, a valuable post-Steph pick. Detroit does this to add playoff toughness in Dre, who is from Michigan, and a valuable 2028 pick. Not an easy trade, but it works. However, the Hawks are being much more aggressive. In fact, we know what they'll give up, and the crown Hawks jewel is that New Orleans first-round pick. This thing could go number 1 in a loaded 2026 draft. Could seal any deal with that pick, but reports say, hell no, they won't even flip that thing for Giannis. That is how untouchable this pick is. Instead, it is believed that Atlanta is willing to surrender Zachary Riza-Shea because the number 1 overall pick in the draft just 18 months ago has not developed as the Hawks would have hoped. So the Hawks wish they would have got Steph Castle at 1 or Alex Sarr or Mattis Buzelis, but Riza-Shea is still just 20 years old. The Mavs could be getting major value here. But what? The Hawks hate the number 1 pick they just got? What is going on here? I mean, this alone is huge news that deserves a closer look. Well, I'm told it has nothing to do with his name being a little weird.
You got your young corn, Jalen Johnson, and Rosh Hashanah, however you say his name, excuse me, I'm sorry, Rashashi, Zachary Rashashi.
So Rosh Hashanah showed flashes as a rookie, second place for Rookie of the Year. But this year, just 11 points per game, 2 assists on below average efficiency. But this is especially concerning because with Trae Young injured, Riza-Shea is supposed to take a step up, not a step back. Plus, Hawks looking at other guys in his draft class breaking out, it sucks. But again, he's just 20 years old. And also, there's a growing belief league-wide that the Hawks are more open to trading Trae Young away than they've ever been. So Riza-Shea and Trae Young? Well, it turns out, if a deal was to materialize for Anthony Davis, Chris Haynes was told it would not involve Trae Young. So the trade is AD and
why the fuck would the Atlanta Hawks won't trade Trae Young? I mean, bro, did they not realize what Trae Young did actually worse with him? I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't, get rid of him.
D'Angelo Russell for Kristaps Porzingis, Zachary Riza-Shea, Asa Newell, and a 2027 swap. KP is expiring. May never even play in a Mavs uniform.
Let's be honest, bro. Porzingis, man, he's another issue. He's just like Anthony Davis, injury prone, but when he plays, he actually could dominate. I mean, they both began the same shit. I mean, I don't think the Mavericks want to deal with KP again. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Okay, but the Mavs get Riza-Shea and Newell, who is a current first-round pick, Cooper's teammate in college. Now that pick is the lesser of the Pels and Bucks top 4 protected. But what about Trae Young? You feel for this kid because the Mavs don't want him, and neither does his own team. Because he's been injured, but when Trae plays, it's awful. Hawks are just 2-8 with him this year, and terrible defensively as usual. In fact, since Trae's return, Atlanta has lost every game and given up 126 plus points every time. Plus, career lows.
What do you expect? Trae Young doesn't play defense, man. He doesn't. That's the only issue. He can have offense, but defense, he doesn't have that. So obviously they're gonna lose every game. That's just a shame. Certain players in the league, y'all gotta be able to play defense if you want to win games, bro. It's not only about offense, bro. You gotta have offense and defense, bro. Because if you don't have defense, how you gonna win, bro? You got teams can score how many points on you? I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Across the board, this is the worst possible time to trade Trae, but they've got no choice. He might become a free agent this summer and leave for nothing, but if not, he picks up that $46 million player option and makes them way too expensive. Ownership would never allow that. So who's gonna trade for Trae Young with all these flaws at that price? Well, actually, several teams might exist. Think of teams that need to stay decent because they don't even control their own picks anyway. So they've got none to lose.
Clippers.
Like the Clippers. If they add Trae, the vision is to pair him with Ivica Zubac. Let Kawhi and James Harden come off the books to surround Trae and Zoo with defensive wing stoppers. Then look at Eclipse picks. Next 4 years are owned by OKC and Philly. These are the Trae Zubac years. Let Trae cook. Win like 45, 50 games. At least you're not giving the Thunder more top 3 picks. But another Trae team could be Milwaukee. They don't own their picks, and they can boost the team with Giannis. We have seen reports that they are willing to spend even more assets to try to convince Giannis to stay. And even if he does leave, then they would have Trae and Miles Turner to fall back on. And there's always the Kings. Since stealing De'Aaron Fox to San Antonio, they have needed a point guard. But the point is, this could be a wild trade deadline. I think that the Hawks are most likely to get Anthony Davis, but the Mavs do not hang up if Golden State comes calling. But what about LeBron James? People are talking about a LeBron trade now after all this drama in LA.
Another video by AM Hoops, man. Like I said, bro, AD. Like I said before, man, AD, if you were to stay healthy, man, a lot more teams would, teams like the OKC would even want you, bro. But it's just, you just can't stay healthy. That's the only issue, man. That's the only issue. If you can stay healthy, a lot more teams will want it, bro. But hey, man, you can't control how healthy you are, man, in this league, man. Shit happens, bro. It is what it is.